Do you get so do you get like pushback from your peers at all on this kind of stuff, or you probably surround yourself with people that are similar, but do you
Yeah,
get
the
pushback from
people
them?
that I'm colleagues with, they're like, "This is amazing, cool. Sign me up. I want to be involved." So,
Hmm.
but yes,
That's good.
and sadly, even family, right? I have great people in my family, but some of them are very traditional, and they haven't arrived at that destination yet. So, the
Yeah.
world still isn't, I think, ready for them for this type of medicine. Sadly, it's a bit of an
Yeah.
indoctrination because that's what the system is. You arrive and you're fed this, and then you leave a lot of times thinking these are the scriptures, right? But the goal of
Yeah.
school is not to have you be obedient to scriptures; it's to have you think critically and to think, what else can we do to make this better? That's how I see it.
Yeah. I love hearing that, especially from a doctor, because I do think it's easy to fall into the scripts, right? Like, A equals, A, and then you write a prescription, you do this protocol, whatever that is, and that it is what it is. So I think one of the cool things that this whole movement, because there's really like a movement on
Mm.
longevity and being healthy and, healthier food and diets and protein and all that stuff. And I heard you talk on, was it 41? You were on a talk
26,
show.
Fox 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fox 26. And you were on there and you were talking about everything that people should do in different decades, basically, of their life. And it kind of got me thinking, I wanted to ask your thoughts on this. Um, the American diet, right, is brutal.
Mhm.
And we don't get enough protein. There's been a huge movement on, getting more protein that I think is really the last few years. But from your perspective, what is wrong with the food we eat? What is it doing to us? And how can we be better from like a fundamental, the things that we consume point of view?
Yeah, I mean, this is a really complicated topic
Mm,
because you can only do as well as you think you're doing because the food source we are taking in, unless you grow your own food, you're really not sure how clean it is. So
hmm.
you can get the highest quality food, you're going to have to spend way more money, right? Uh, and the saddest part is that even 2 days ago, there was a shrimp Walmart
I
recall
saw
because
that.
there's radiation, right? Now think of all those times where there's no recall, but we're eating these things, right? You go to a fancy restaurant, you order whatever beautiful meal, it comes to you. But where's this food coming from? You paid a hefty amount for that sushi, whatnot, but that fish was in an ocean that's polluted, right?
Yeah.
And
Or a
what I
farm.
find exactly, or farms. So,
Yeah.
I mean, and this is what's even more depressing in a way. You do a tox analysis of your own self, of your patients, and you're like, how do I have this in my body? Right? Because I thought I was
Yeah.
eating pure, but I'm only as good as the organic label or the soil it was grown. So I've not figured out that one yet because I try my best, but I did a tox panel recently and I found out I had cadmium, cesium in my body. Okay.
What's
Uh,
that?
I, those are minerals that are not good for you, right? So
Oh,
if you but the thing is, I didn't know, and then I went to Costco. I bought some poke tuna. Could have been in there. You
mm,
go down this path of where did this come from? You live in a city. I live in Houston, in a city where petrochemicals everywhere. Today on the
yeah.
drive to work, there's a huge car fire, you know, billowing, right? And this is just the stuff we see. So this is just kind of, you can literally go crazy with thinking like this because our lives are much different than our grandparents' lives. Our grandparents, they didn't travel this much, they kind of stayed put, different things were in the soil. And now, unfortunately, more people are getting ill, and it's kind of a death by a thousand cuts scenario. And here we are, we're seeing this, and you can blame this or seed oils, but it's really a bunch of things together kind of come together along with the way we're differently living our lives, our EMF exposure, the lack of sleep, etc.
Thank you for listening to this clip from the full episode of Eyes Wide Open. Please like and subscribe for daily clips and new episodes that drop every Tuesday. I appreciate you.